the guys from Vandal. I got JD Frejas, the director, and the star Daniel Zavado. What's up, guys? Happy to see you guys.
Likewise.
So, look, I'm from Miami. I'm into the graffiti world. I thought this movie was like a seminal depiction of that world, on top of the amazing, personal story that anybody can relate to. First, let's talk about covering the graffiti street art world in Miami. So I'll let each of you guys go. JD, let's start with you. Why did you decide that you wanted to make this film?
For me, it was just like a life story that needed to be told. I mean, I've been doing graffiti since I was 10 years old, so this film was one of the reasons I even went to film school, really. It was, I was transitioning from the graffiti, from the streets, to trying to figure out a career. And at the time, which, this was a long time ago, there wasn't this globalized version of graffiti where you can basically have a career and do very well for yourself. Before, it was like, if you did graffiti on the streets, any sort of vandalism, you were just a street outlaw, and that was it. So that's kind of what led me to film school. And then the dream of making this film kind of always lingered in my head.
I think this is the first film that depicts the Wynwood Arts District and that whole aspect of, Miami. And so how much did you guys get to shoot in the neighborhood? JD, maybe you can take this one. How much did you actually get to shoot in that neighborhood? What was like the production like?
Oh, we were all up in that neighborhood. This whole movie is 100% shot in Miami, in the neighborhoods that they're like written for. So shooting there was wild at times, because like, for example, when we were shooting some of the B-roll on the streets during Art Basel, we were rolling around during Art Basel shooting, drone shots with the, it was that type of weekend. So a lot of times what you're seeing is the real. It's our actors in those real scenarios. It was incredible. I've seen that neighborhood rise. I used to push boxes there in a warehouse as a job in high school, and none of that was there. So to see what it's emerged as, and then be able to shoot a film there, and then to see Danny and the rest of the guys walking through Wynwood, reminding me of my old crew, because they did such a great job transforming into these characters. It was really surreal.
Everybody knows the name Damage, right?
That's Damage, man.
Never heard of you.
Oh, that right.
You have achieved more than most artists achieve in their lifetime.
If it ain't illegal, it ain't graffiti.
Cheers.
Damage. You gonna buy one of my pieces? Watch.
Why do you two beef?
It's a long story.
What's next? What else have you got to say?
Danny, did you get into street art more doing this film? I don't know if you were already into it before. Because I see some art behind you and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, man, I love art, always have loved art. I feel like that's one of the things that JD and I kind of bonded when we first met. And but ever since then, like I buy spray cans. I got about 150 over there that I use. They're a new tool in the arsenal for sure. It's just getting to meet these people and getting to really see the authentic side of it, not just what is portrayed of what a graffiti artist is or was back then. And JD was, like I said, man, he made it so real. I remember we'd go on Art Basel at night with a couple cameras, and this guy was like, yo, get in a fight, go against somebody's face, go and say this, go and, and it was just like, okay, fine. Now, do you remember that? We almost got into a fight and we were like, oh, it's a movie. And because this guy was ready to jump me, man. As I got into his face and I started saying some, so, yeah, it's like one of those things that looking back, it felt like I was in a documentary and I happened to be, in it. It's just really weird.
That's hey, talk about going method, huh?
Yeah, hey, look, if it's doing heroin, I'm not gonna go method, you know what I mean? But if it's going out there and destroying some walls or whatever, why not,
How did the street art world, the graffiti world, especially in Miami, but nationally, internationally, respond to this film, JD?
They're still watching it in many ways, but I would say we've screened it for some of the big names, people I look up to, and we've had a screening here in Miami hosted by the Goldmans at Wynwood Walls, which was everyone from the culture. And man, everyone that sees it just turns around and approves and vouches for the film. And
really says the things you would want to hear when you make a film, right? That, like, it's authentic, it's entertaining, it's emotional. So, so far, the response has been really great. And our executive producer is Risk, who's, the godfather of LA graffiti. He's a legend. And he was also with us from day one, from the script, to Danny coming on, to shooting, to post, to promoting, to everything. So in many ways, it's like, as long as he co-signs it, we're happy, and he does, and he loves it. So it's been great, honestly, overall.
And how can people watch it if they haven't seen it already?
November 16th, it comes out on digital and on demand. So anywhere where you can buy and rent a movie, Apple TV, Amazon, iTunes, AT&T, Dish, the list goes on and on. So it's really just anywhere where you can buy and rent a movie, just look it up.
Fellas, thanks a lot for joining me. JD, you're a personal friend, so always good to talk to you. And Danny, nice to meet you via Zoom. And man, good luck with more. I think this film has more to it, meaning the more people see it, I see a cult following happening with this film over the next couple years.
I'd like to report a vandalism.
If you don't learn from mistakes we made, someday it's gonna be too late for you too.
I'm not going to jail.
When you gonna man up, Nikki? When the you gonna realize this game ain't got no happy endings, bro?